accident. Something deep within you knows there is a call on your life. And I am going to do whatever it takes to help you get there. Because if you look at the world right now, it's a very turbulent time. It's a volatile time. And the world has never needed more heroes. And this program is essentially about you becoming one of them rather than waiting for others to be the change you wish was happening in the world right now. What you're about to learn is so potent and it's so powerful. And actually, if you keep an open mind and you practice the material every day, because no idea works unless you do the work. A great vision without daily execution is a hallucination. And as you practice what I teach you, as you embrace it into your life, you will receive these fundamental changes. Because you know at a deep level you are meant to be great. You know at a deep level you are meant to be a hero and a warrior. You know at a deep level you're meant to do world-class work. You know at a deep level your life has some kind of meaning. And if you're not living that, and I'm going to help you live it through this program if you stay with me through the program and do the work and make some commitments to go through the process. And your outer world always reflects your inner world. You know that. You'll never make more income than the quality of your self-identity. You'll never be a hero or a leader or a titan in the world if inside you have this well of undeservability. The real work starts with personal mastery. I mean, we live in a world right now where a lot of people get up a little later and then they check their email, they give their cognitive bandwidth to notifications, they start losing their focus, they start filling their mornings with distraction, versus understanding that the way you begin is an incredible opportunity to optimize your mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set. Taking an hour from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., what I call the victory hour, to work on those 4 interior empires, sets the tone for your day. Taking the time to join the 5 a.m. club will allow you to start your day with tranquility, and tranquility is the new luxury in our society. Joining the 5 a.m. club will give you that time to journal, to meditate, to pray. It'll give you a space to work out so you have more energy through your day. It will give you an opportunity to just start your day from a place of proactivity versus reactivity. And as I say, the way you begin your day profoundly determines the rest of the way your day unfolds. Any authenticity I have, any vulnerability I have, any relatability I have, any creativity I really have, has come not from the times on the mountaintop and all the applause and celebration. It's come from those winters of heartbreak where I felt alone and I felt confused and I felt like I didn't fit into the world and I felt depleted, exhausted, and heartbroken. And the very things that were most hurtful to me, I've realized, are the very things that have become the most helpful to me. And even the people who have hurt me, I've realized those people were my spiritual friends. I could have pointed the finger at them. I could have blamed them. I could have been angry at them. Instead, what I encourage you is, rather than judging people, try to understand people. Everyone does the best that they know how to do based on where they're at. And if they could have done better, they would have done better. Everyone is operating at the level of consciousness they know. And if they were more conscious, more awake, if they were bigger, if they were more intimate with their greater wisdom and their true humanity and that native hero that rests inside every human heart, they would have operated at that level. You can use your difficult times as platforms for possibility so you grow into the artist, productive, hero, and human being that you're destined to be. You can say whatever you want, so long as you say it with respect. Don't swallow your words. They don't teach us how to communicate at world class in school, but if you don't speak your truth when you know you need to share your opinion, you swallow the words. Speak your truth even when your voice shakes. One of the ways that we can develop self-respect, and one of the ways that you can build self-worth, is speaking your opinion and sharing what's important to you and putting a voice to what you need to say, even if people don't understand you or even if people don't like it. Every time you swallow something you know you needed to say, it builds up. It builds up emotionally. It builds up psychically. And it eventually, that pressure builds up and eventually it will come out in conflict. The greatest women and men of the world all built high awareness of what they wanted to improve and where they were weak. And so start thinking about, where am I swallowing my truth? Where am I not sharing my opinions? Everything you do in your outer life, whether it's your relationship with money, your relationship with your productivity, your relationship with your craft, your relationship with your team, your relationship with your customers, your relationship with the world. All of those external relationships depend on one thing: the relationship you have with you. Honor that relationship first. And so when you speak your truth, when you're scared, when you speak your opinion, when your voice shakes and it's difficult, that's a high act of honoring yourself. You'll build self-worth, you'll build self-respect, you'll get more individual power, you'll feel stronger, and every other relationship in your external world will rise as a result of that. What our culture teaches us is that it's a badge of honor to work 24/7, 365. It's a badge of honor to rise and grind and spend all your time working. But what science has shown us, and some of the research from the Energy Project, to give credit where it's due, is that the best performers are not working in a linear way, they work in a cyclical way. And here's what I mean by that. If you look at the best athletes, for example, it's not what they do on the tennis court that makes them great, it's what they do in between points in terms of their recovery that allows them to win the championships. And so when I mentor the billionaires, here's one of the first things that I teach them. The key to world-class productivity is not working in a linear way. In other words, the key to really getting epic things done is not getting up in the morning and working till late at night. The key is to be much more like a sprinter versus a marathoner. The key is much more work in short bursts of intense productivity and then take the time to recover. So every day, work for a few hours and then take some time to go for a walk. Then work for another few hours and then take some time to maybe take a nap. And then each week, take a day or take 2 days off. Every month, take a few days off. I mean, rest and recovery is not a luxury, it's an absolute necessity. Make your I can more important than even your IQ. Now you're saying, Robin, what are you talking about right here? Well, a lot of people get stuck in victimhood versus leadership by the seduction of saying, well, I'm not smart enough. I'm not intelligent enough. Well, you are intelligent enough. What's even more important is your mindset of possibility. You see, if you look at the best athletes in the world, the best musicians in the world, the best entrepreneurs in the world, the best managers in the world, the best CEOs in the world, the best coders in the world, the best pizza makers in the world, the best mums and pops, etc., etc., etc. Those who get elite level results are not the most intelligent or naturally gifted people in their field, but these are the people that have that mindset of possibility, and it's all about I can. And that might sound like a bit of a platitude, you know, having an attitude of I can, a mindset of possibility, a mentality of legendary. But when you really deconstruct it, it's really true. And you know my philosophy about leading without a title, based on my book, The Leader Who Had No Title. And you know my core belief, which is you don't have to have a position to show leadership and become a legend. Make your I can larger than your IQ. But ask yourself this. Is your default reply a symptom of a mindset of can't, or do you have a mentality of possibility? We don't only have an opportunity to show leadership without a title, we have a responsibility to do so. Victimhood or leadership? Most people are busy being busy, addicted to interruption and distraction. I want you to see yourself as a minimalist. I want you to close the escape routes so that you don't get caught up in being busy, little shots of dopamine to make you feel good in the moment, but not really doing anything that matters. If you look at the great artists, you look at the great business builders, look at the great scientists, these people blocked out all escape hatches that would allow them to get caught up in the thick of thin things and the trivialities that so many people are attracted to. And I want you to close them down, and I want you to start thinking about going minimalist. Do few things really, really well. Zuckerberg, his hoodie. Steve Jobs' turtlenecks. So many creative superstars, what do? They have uniforms. That's about going minimalist. They don't have to exercise their cognitive bandwidth every morning when they're well of focus and willpower is full. They just put on the uniform. They don't waste any energy, don't waste any willpower, don't waste any thinking on what they need to wear. That's an example of going minimalist. Even in your work, rather than releasing 1,000 mediocrities, being the business of focusing on one masterwork. Maybe it's every year, maybe it's every 4 years, like Michelangelo and the Sistine Chapel ceiling. 4 years focused on the ceiling. It damaged his eyes, it hurt his back, yet he made history. If you look at some of the great restaurants on the planet, like Piazza Duomo in Alba, Italy, there's only 6 tables, not thousands of tables, 6 tables, so they can dial in the user experience and create magic. Traits that make you strange are the gifts that make you special. It's the very things that make you different that make you authentic. And the very nature of anyone who's living a visionary life, and you are living a visionary life, no matter what you're doing. Let's not get trapped in labels. Oh, I'm just a coder. I'm just a receptionist in an organization. I'm just a yoga teacher. I'm just a gym manager. I'm just a chef in a restaurant. I'm just a teacher. I'm just an entrepreneur. I'm just a student. I'm just a mom. I'm just a dad. No, you're not just. You're very special. There are no extra people on the planet today. You wouldn't be here with me right now. You wouldn't be with me on this leadership and personal mastery adventure that we're on. You wouldn't be interested in the rituals and routines of the A players that I teach if you weren't different. Those things that other people might not get, those are your gifts. You might be awkward. Awesome! You see the world through a different lens. And people are calling you weird and an oddball and a misfit and a kook. I want to say I love you because you're a kook. I love you because you're awkward. The history of heroism is a ride and an ascent towards possibility in a world where most people really are about can. They're about rational thinking. They're about victimhood versus leadership. They're about, it's never been done. How can it be done? Protect the things that make you strange. Protect your authenticity. Protect the gifts that life has hardwired into you. They're not bad. They're awesome. Blaming others is removing responsibility for yourself. And we grow as leaders, entrepreneurs, creatives, human beings, the moment and the day we stop blaming our parents or our past or people who hurt us or our bosses or our children or whatever, or the economy or the country. Every time you recite some blame and make an excuse, you actually amplify it in your imagination. What I mean by that is every time you speak out an excuse of blame, you're giving away your power and you're becoming weaker. You're actually giving the external things that you blame your power. How do you take your power back? You stop using the language of victimhood and you use the language of heroism. And that starts with believing you are the hero you're waiting to see. It starts by absolute personal responsibility. The mirror test is what I'm suggesting. You look in the mirror and you say, why am I not producing mastery if that's one of your limitations? Or why don't I have enough time freedom? Or why don't I have the relationships I want? Or why is my health in a decrepit state versus a magnificent state? You look at what's not working in your life, and rather than blaming and coming up with excuses, which if you keep on reciting them, you're going to actually believe they're true, because human beings are really good at brainwashing ourselves by what we think and how we feel and the ways we talk and the ways we operate. So APR, absolute personal responsibility. Related to that is KMF, another acronym I love and teach to my high-level clients, which is keep moving forward. Angela Duckworth's research from University of Pennsylvania on grit and persistence as a key formula for world-class performance is very, very valuable. And then a new acronym, which is NSG. NSG has nothing to do with MSG. And that's never stop growing. I mean, when I work with the best, the Fortune 100 CEOs and teams, and all the great women and men that I've been blessed to serve as their mentor, what I realize is one thing: they love to grow. They love to learn. They never lose. I believe it was Einstein who said, never lose your holy curiosity. Education is the game changer. When you invest in your learning, you can see around corners. You collapse the timeline. You figure out how the pros do it. So guess what? You can do it. You talk to most people and say, what's your favorite book? What needs to happen this year for this to be the single greatest year of your life? What happens on your best days to make you feel the fire, to make you have so much focus in a world of dramatic distraction, to help you outproduce your industry peers? Why are you healthy? What's your winning formula? What are the 5 best lessons of your life? What's the philosophy you bring to the leadership table? What does the next 100 years of your life look like? One of the things about the 95%, a lot of them are complaining, they're making excuses, they want epic lives, but they're stuck in the cult of superficiality. The top 5%, the titans, the icons, the A players, the world builders are very different. They are not about superficiality, they are all about granularity. If you look at the top 5%, they are all about de-seeding the lemon wedges. If you look at the top 5%, they're all about calibration. I really want you to think about leaving any form of superficiality in your understanding of your game, in your understanding of your sport, in your understanding of your industry, in your understanding of what makes peak vitality, in your understanding of productivity, in your understanding of gorgeous daily creativity, in your understanding about your ascent to humanity. And leave that 95% majority thinking and being and rise up to the rare air of world class and really get good at granularity. That's what makes the best hotels, the best entrepreneurs, the best teams, the market leaders, the best restaurants, the best cars, the best products, the best user experiences online. They are sweating the tiniest, seemingly innocuous details to create over time a user experience that creates a global base of fanatical followers. No one wants to hear what you say you're going to do. We only want to see you executing. Leadership is a mindset and a heart set. Less talk, more execution. Less chit-chat, more results. Develop a monomaniacal focus on getting epic things done. Develop a ridiculous acuity to delivering results. And if you deconstruct any great leader, any great business person, any great athlete, any great violinist, any great chess champion, if you deconstruct the Oscar Wildes and the great poets, these people had a monomaniacal focus to do the work required to rise to genius. Genius isn't genetics, it's not natural talent. You have what it takes to be legendary in your field, to lead without a title, to make an impact on the world, to live a beautiful life for your loved ones. Are you being busy? Are you addicted to distraction, which is the death of your creative production? Are you reciting excuses? Are you stuck in the past? Are you a card-carrying member of the 95%? Or are you doing the things that will get you to world-class at your field? What do you need to do to become a hero? A hero in this organization, a hero on your street, a hero to your customers, because the world does need more heroes. Why wait for them? Become